interesting fact I found the other day. I was making modded blocks using MC Creator for 1.12.2, and I found an interesting factor that applies to blocks, an interesting number. It's called block slipperiness. Now, it was naturally set to 0.65 in like normal Minecraft for like I'm assuming what was meant to be normal blocks. But I was like, that seems weird. Why would you want it to be so slippery? Like that seems like it would be on a scale from 1 like of like 0.01 to 1. And I'm like, I don't want it to be very slippery, and that sounds really close to 1, which sounds like it's going to be very slippery. And I was like, hey, no, I want no slipperiness. So how about no slipperiness as in zero slipperiness? Well, in retrospect, that kind of seems like a stupid idea, because how the heck are you going to do anything with a multiplier of 0? Like, that is just mathematically difficult to deal with zeros, because they just give you a bunch more zeros. And when calculating things like movement, well, it can cause issues. And I realized that as I started testing it. So you see, I'm on the new block I created. I can go up, I can go down, I can jump, I can squat. But if I was to move forward, I sink into it, and I get invalid move player packet received. Basically saying, stupid head, you're not supposed to be falling through blocks. You're supposed to be on a solid block. And I'm like, oops, my fault. Anyway, the interesting thing is, you see this button, back to server list? Why the heck is it there? I was on a single player world. Why am I in a multiplayer world? How does that even make sense? I was in single player. I was in the new world. Anyway, then I was like, what's wrong? I eventually figured out it was slipperiness, but I still didn't know how it worked. So basically, I ended up going, oh, that's the wrong setting. Anyway, basically, I ended up going, well, it started at 0.65, but that still seems like too much. But 0 is obviously not good. So how about I try to make it a really, really small number, so like no slipperiness. Like, I want it to have 0.001 slipperiness. Like, that makes sense, right? You want to have a really low amount of slipperiness. Wrong! I'm dumb. The decimal point is apparently too low for Minecraft to handle easily. Well, I tested it because I didn't know that at the time. And so now if I go into this, you saw that I had a little setup, very little. I literally just had a block and then a pillow of the same block. But now, basically, I'm going to press the W key, and you're going to hear it because I'm going to make it loud. Okay, now I'm completely glitched. If you hear my mouse scooting, if you hear me spamming buttons, none of that works because I just crashed my computer. Not my computer, but Minecraft. It completely lags out my entire computer, and it doesn't crash it. It just keeps it in this stasis of just calculations, which will never finalize themselves. So, basically, I literally did the only thing I could possibly think of doing, going to system. My mouse still doesn't appear. I was like, let me go into it again. My mouse appears. No clue why. It just does. Anyway, I ended the process. That's Minecraft because Java runs Minecraft and stuff. Anyway, so I ended that, and then it's gone. Great. That's perfect. So obviously, I should have known that 0.001. Yeah, definitely. I should have known that was a bad idea. Definitely. Yep, smart. Anyway, so I was like, okay, well, what does 0.1 do? 0.001, maybe that was a stretch. But if I go for 0.1, that ought to be low enough for it to be not slippery at all. Like, I want no slipperiness, like zero slipperiness. So the closer to 0 I can be without it completely glitching out my game is the better. So basically, I went back into the new world. I was loading it up. If it loads quickly, please. Thank you. It's nighttime. That's annoying. I'm going to time set day. Okay. So basically, I was like, that's annoying. This is where this pillar comes in. I'm going to press W. Oh, wow, I teleported. No, I actually didn't teleport. I just moved at the speed of the flash that I didn't even see. So if I land on it, jump, squat, it's fine. It's movement that's an issue. If I move sideways, I scoot as far to the sideways as possibly can. Since I have auto jump on, because I couldn't be bothered turning it off for the purpose of this video, then that's why I'm scooting up a block, because it tries to make me jump up this block when I go to the side, and I teleport basically to the side. So, that's not ideal, because I want it to just be a normal block. So then I was like, Well, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe 1 is actually super non-slippery, and like 0 is really slippery, and that's why I get launched, because that's what I assumed it was at this point, and that it was calculating how far to launch me when I did 0.001, and that's why it was like having so much trouble. But apparently, it's not, as I can show you in a moment. Basically, what was happening is, I guess, the lower you get it, it's the more grip, and the higher you get it is, wait, I'll just show you. Come on, load, so I can show the people the thing. Come on. Anyway, so apparently the higher you get it, it's the more slippery it is. You see, like, I'm slipping now. Yay, that's happy. I'm slipping. Yay, that's nice. Anyway, so that's 1. And I was like, okay, maybe I should be a default person and just go back to the normal, because I definitely don't know how this works. So I went back to the typical 0.65, and I was like, let's actually see what this does before making assumptions as to how slipperiness works when you literally have had no modding experience previously. That might be a good idea. Who knows? Anyway, so I loaded back up Minecraft, I went back into the world, and this is what I found. I found that I am indeed stupid. That's the moral of the story. I'm stupid, don't listen to me. Anyway, so apparently, how it works that I actually found in all realisticness, all realism, whatever, is that the higher number is the more slippery, the lower the decimal, so like 0.0001 is the farther it'll launch you, the more like grabbing friction movie stuff you have, and then the closer to 1, but if you're still below 1, is like the more friction you have, but you're not slippery yet, and then if you go past 1 or into 1, then you start to become slippery, and then if you get 0, it's going to glitch because it doesn't know what to do with it, and if you go super low or super high, it's probably also going to glitch. I haven't tested super high yet. That might be a fun thing to test, but not for this video. Anyway, those are my discoveries about Minecraft's slipperiness feature. See you later!